It's time for the Rural Intelligence Report with Mark Williams, ruralintelligence.com, the one stop to go to find out what's going on, what's been going on, and what's coming up, and a chronological calendar of coming events. Mark, nice to speak to you again today.
Good morning, Marshall, and nice to be back. And we're going into the holiday week, and you would think things would get quieter, but in fact, actually, it's going to get busy with a lot of holiday shopping to do. There are still concerts going on. There are book readings. So we've got a lot of ideas on also some ways of getting presents. So, yeah, a lot to talk about.
All right. Well, we will start off at the home of a president, and that is good old Kinderhook, New York, on November 20th, a lecture.
Yeah, Van Buren Hall is the location on Tuesday, November the 20th at 7 o'clock in the evening for a lecture called 200 Years of Ghentness. So the town of Ghent is celebrating its bicentennial this year, and the Columbia County Historical Society volunteers have arranged this illustrated lecture by their historian Greg Berninger, who actually is the author of Ghent 1818 to 2018, A History of Our Own. It's worth knowing that about Greg. He is quite a character. He's really well known in the area for his talks, which are fun and humorous. He grew up in Ghent. He's a professor of English at the Columbia Green Community College. And in the summer, I think he works as a seasonal park ranger in the Martin Van Buren National Historic Site. So he knows his way around the area. It should be a lovely way of learning about your history in Ghent. And also it's an opportunity to buy the book as well. Good Christmas present or holiday present, I guess, for some locals up there.
All right, we will move on to Friday, November 23rd, and go to Stockbridge.
Yep, this starts on Friday the 23rd, but this event is going to continue through virtually the end of the year. It ends the day before New Year's Eve. And as you say, it's in Stockbridge, it's at Numcake. And the trustees of the reservations have really got a great idea. They're starting a new tradition at Numcake. It's called Winter Lights. And the whole idea is it's going to extend the season at this historic site in Stockbridge, and really should prove a tremendously festive way to enjoy the beautiful gardens that they have even at this time of year. My wife's already planning to take our holiday guests there on a couple of occasions. So the idea behind it is that the gardens are going to be illuminated with thousands of holiday lights and light installations. And then each weekend they will feature performances and activities with special guests, special events, children's activities, and more. And in addition, they say that we shouldn't miss the special holiday horticulture in the greenhouse. So there's a lot going on. It goes on through the end of the year. So just remember, it starts on the 23rd. And of course, there are going to be visits from Santa. Apparently the sister ice princesses are going to be visiting. I've never heard of them, but should be fun. There are going to be Hanukkah celebrations. Check out the website as well. You can get there via Rural Intelligence, because there are going to be special deals for teachers and students and first responders and other groups as well. So the tickets are at the trustees.org and Winter Lights, but of course you can get there, as I say, through Rural Intelligence. So check that out.
All right. On the 23rd, we will stay on that date and head to Spencertown for their Handmade Holiday.
Yes, well, you can relax with the family over Thanksgiving, and then you have to get serious about holiday shopping. And we've got a couple of places where there's some great ideas. So on the Friday, the 23rd, and it's running through that weekend, and then the following weekend, I think the 1st and 2nd of December, in Spencertown, the Spencertown Academy Arts Center is having their Handmade Holiday. They've had this in the past. It's a wonderful craft and gift show. There's going to be jewelry, handmade clothing, quilts, cutting boards, baskets, ceramics, tin sconces, and paper crafts, birdhouses. Birdhouses are great fun presents as well, as they really come alive throughout the year. Soaps, lotions, holiday ornaments, all sorts of edibles as well. They plan to have nearly 50 Columbia, Ulster, Albany, and Berkshire area artisans at the Spencertown Academy. As I say, that's 2 weekends, Friday the 23rd and Saturday and Sunday following that, and then the following weekend, the 1st and the 2nd.
All right, we will move on to Hudson, New York. Once again, a couple-of-day event coming up there, Basilica Farm and Flea Holiday Market.
Yes, this is also a pretty massive market as well. This is Friday the 23rd, and runs through the 25th at Basilica Hudson. So they have 10,000 square feet, and so it's large enough to host one of the biggest markets in the region. I've been in the past with my nieces and nephews, and they loved it because it's part flea and farmers market and part craft and design fair. So there are lots of things you can get for your loved ones. They have a really diverse group of regional vendors. And they have also some tremendous locally sourced farm fresh foods as well. So you do get to eat. Now, it may well be worth checking out all the details and getting there a bit early, because last year this event was so popular, there were some waiting times to get in. There were some lines to get in. But it really is worthwhile if you're looking for. And as I say, it is massive. So there's lots of things to do there.
All right, on November 23rd, we can go to Hudson, New York. A couple of events at Olana, as they have extended their season as well.
Yeah, it's not all shopping. Olana's very cleverly put two events on at the same time on Friday, the 23rd. There's a lovely book signing starting at 1 o'clock. Julia Rosenbaum will be in the museum store for a signing of the new book, which is called Frederick Church's Olana on the Hudson, Art, Landscape, Architecture. And this book includes nearly 50 paintings and sketches by Church, along all sorts of photography by Larry Ledman, who is attempting to sort of capture the essence of the landscape and the house, both inside and out. So it sounds like a fantastic book, again, to give to people over the holidays. So they have that signing, and at the same time at 1 o'clock, they're going to have a class called The Art of Wrapping Paper at Olana. So you get to make your own wrapping paper. And what they're doing, very sensibly, they're setting up 4 different decorating stations. One is paper marbling, the other is potato and apple block printing and stencils and paint splattering. Anyway, the whole idea is you learn these techniques. You can then take them home and continue to use them to develop your wrapping paper. I have a funny feeling that if I was going to this event, I would go with a group, and half the group would go to one event. Both start at 1 o'clock, so half of them would be dropped off at the Art of Wrapping Paper, and then the other half would go to the book signing, which also looks really fabulous. So that's all at Olana on Friday the 23rd, and it starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Then the other half would come with me on the 23rd and the 24th and head to Kent so we can sip some bubbly with their holiday champagne stroll.
Yeah, they do this every year, and it really is a fantastic event. So Kent have their holiday champagne stroll. It starts at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, both on Friday the 23rd and Saturday the 24th. And a lot of the shops stay open really late. Now, the whole idea is that you get a chance to drink champagnes and other bubbly wines as well. And they're all poured alongside a series of special promotions, exclusive sales, and other events in the stores. So, and the stores, there are many stores involved in this, everything from antique clothing stores. There'll be tea and coffees and jewelry. And what I love about this also is that they've timed it to coincide with Small Business Saturday, which is that nationwide campaign which celebrates and recognizes small retail businesses and their importance to the local economies. So check that out. Remember to sign up on the website if necessary beforehand, or go and check in with them, because you get a map where all of these deals are. You get a glass so you can try your bubbly in those 25 or 30 different stores where they're serving bubbly. And also at the same time, you'll be entered to the drawing for the prizes of champagne, which also will be handed out as well. So that's Friday the 23rd and Saturday the 24th, all around Kent.
And on the 24th in Salisbury, Connecticut, a fundraiser for local area charities are put on. The Salisbury Artisans Group has their holiday market at the White Hart Inn.
Yeah. So this is both this Saturday and Sunday, the 24th and 25th, and then the following weekend as well, the December the 1st and 2nd. And the White Hart Inn will have about 25 artisans from around Salisbury and maybe a bit beyond, but mostly in the Salisbury area, all sorts of handcrafted items, pottery, textiles, skincare, a lot of organic skincare items, jewelry, jams, all sorts of things like that. And as you say, the lovely thing about it is that each day of the sale, a different area non-profit will benefit. So it includes things like the Jane Lloyd Fund, the Corner Food Pantry, the Lakeville Ladies Auxiliary, and others as well. So it's all you'll be supporting a good cause whilst you're finding some good gifts to give as well. So that's both Saturday and Sunday, the 24th and 25th, and December the 1st and 2nd at the White Hart Inn.
You know, they've got to come up with a game called Whack-A-Simon because he pops up every place. Simon Winchester, once again, will be in Sandusfield, Massachusetts on the 24th discussing the perfectionists.
Well, I think we can let him into the Sandusfield Arts Centre in Sandusfield on November the 24th because he actually lives in Sandusfield. And he has a house there and he's lived there a long time in between all these worldwide tours where he talks about his books. And he has an amazing record of sort of a big bestseller on the New York Times list virtually every year. It is absolutely amazing to do this. And they're mostly based on real stories. This one is actually, his latest book is called The Perfectionist, by the way, and he's going to be talking about that. And this one traces the development of technology from the industrial age to the digital age. And he's going to explore what he says is one of the key components and has been crucial to society's advancement, if you could, and that is precision. It's looking at our development in a slightly different way and explaining it in a slightly different way. So it's a really interesting history. It, by the way, it's a bit of a homage to the past, but it also, some people see it as a bit of a warning for the future as well. Absolutely fascinating. If you've seen Simon Winchester before, you will know that he is a great speaker. If you haven't seen him before, then do go along because he is really fascinating and enjoyable. And of course, the book will make a great gift as well for the holidays.
All right, mistletoe, martinis, and a holiday cabaret train. What could go wrong?
Not a lot, because the Berkshire Scenic Railway have done this in the summer in the past, and now they're bringing it to the winter. So up in Adams, the Berkshire Scenic Railway on Saturday, November the 24th at 6:30 in the evening have this holiday cabaret train ride. And as I say, they've been doing this throughout the year, really, and most people remember it from the summer, and they have they take the train out and they have people singing cabaret of one sort or another. But this time it's in the winter, and it's only an hour long. And they've got Samantha Talora and Ron Ramsey who are going to be doing the live music. They recommend that you bring your own beverages, so you can bring a bottle of wine or a beer or whatever, and some snacks, and enjoy the train ride just for an hour. You don't go very far, but it's a fun evening on a train.
November 24th in Great Barrington, it's the Berkshire Bach Society, Handels Messiah sing.
Yeah, this is really popular, isn't it? So popular. Yeah, so every year the Berkshire Bach Society arrange this Messiah sing. This year it's the First Congregational Church in Great Barrington. It starts at 4 o'clock on Saturday the 24th. And it's all going to be led by the choral director, Frank Nemhauser, and the Berkshire Bach players will be there. They're a very seasoned instrumental ensemble of, well, essentially professional musicians who are playing for fun. And the way they save money is that the whole idea is that the audience is the chorus. I'm joking about them saving money. They actually, everyone goes because they love being the chorus in Handels Messiah. So if you are the sort of person who has your own score, do take it with you. If you don't have your own score, don't worry, you can borrow one at the door, and you will be able to join in and sing Handel's Messiah at 4 o'clock in the afternoon at the First Congregational Church in Great Barrington on Saturday afternoon, the 24th.
Well, in the evening on the 24th in Egremont at the Egremont Barn, they've got an interesting show.
Yeah, Janelle Manua is going to be at the Egremont Barn. It starts at 8 o'clock in the evening. Now, she's a musician and a visual creator, and now I'm going to mess up this name, but she grew up a Louisiana Indian on her tribe's reservation in Southern California. It's just about an hour south of Los Angeles. And her debut album, which is called Howls from the Deep in the Woods, was released last year on Deep Red Records. Now, that is a label that is run by Manoa and her husband, Alex Vasquez, out of their home in New Marlborough. So she's moved from the West Coast to New Marlborough. It's you can read all about it because we interviewed her for our Rural We column a couple of weeks ago, and she talked about the fact that she was nominated for the Native American Music Award for Best Rock Recording, and at the same time she was also nominated for a New or Debut Artist of the Year award. So it's been pretty impressive one way or another. She's going to be at the Egremont Barn, as I say, 8 o'clock on Saturday, November the 24th in South Egremont. So do check out her performance. And, of course, you can actually go online and see whether her music is the sort of music you'd enjoy, because she's got a couple of videos on YouTube there.
We will wrap things up with the Sherman Chamber Ensemble on the 25th in Kent.
Yeah, St. Andrew's Church, 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon in Kent, is going to be rocking because they have the pianist Ted Rosenthal and the alto saxophonist Eddie Barbash. Now, he is a core member. People will have seen him, but they won't know it necessarily. He's a core member of the house band for The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. And he's going to be there. They're both going to be performing there, but they're going to be joined by a whole group of accomplished New York musicians, including Thompson Neeland on the double bass and Susan Rotholtz on the flute. And it's a program that features excerpts from Ted Rosenthal's jazz opera called Dear Eric. And it was commissioned by the New York City Opera. And so it is really going to be a pretty amazing show. It's that will also be accompanied by all sorts of jazz-inspired renditions from the works of Harold Arlen and a couple of other people as well. So it sounds like a tremendous afternoon in St. Andrew's Church in Kent on Sunday, November the 25th, starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mark, another busy week, and we've got the holidays coming up, so we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks.
Yep, all exciting.